How to lose belly fat. Keeping your abdominal fat under control does more than just make you look fantastic. It may also add years to your life. Having a larger waistline is associated with an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and potentially cancer. The functioning of blood vessels is improved as well as the quality of sleep when excess fat is lost, particularly in the abdominal region. During dieting, it is impossible to lose fat from the abdominal region in a targeted manner. Losing weight will help you achieve a smaller waistline, but more critically, it will help lower the harmful layer of visceral fat. Visceral fat is a form of fat that is stored within the abdominal cavity and increases the risk of developing several serious health conditions. Number 11. Instead of cutting back on fat, try cutting back on carbs. When researchers at Johns Hopkins compared the effects of losing weight through a low-carbohydrate diet to the effects of losing weight through a low-fat diet for 6 months, each containing the same amount of calories, those on a low-carb diet lost an average of 10 pounds more than those on a low-fat diet, 28.9 pounds versus 18.7 pounds. This was the case even though both diets contain the same number of calories. According to Stewart, one additional advantage of following a low-carb diet is that it leads to better quality weight reduction than other diets. When someone loses weight, their body fat percentage goes down, but they also frequently experience a loss of lean tissue, muscle, which is undesirable. On both diets, there was a loss of approximately 2 to 3 pounds of healthy lean tissue in addition to the fat loss. However, the percentage of fat lost was significantly greater while following the low-carb diet. Number 10. Consider an eating plan rather than a diet. In the end, Stewart advises that you should select a healthy eating plan that you can maintain. There is no need to keep track of your calorie intake when following a low-carb diet plan, because all that is required is learning to make better meal choices. In general, adopting a low-carb diet will cause you to reduce your consumption of problematic foods in favor of options that are high in fiber or protein, such as vegetables, beans, and healthy cuts of meat. Number 9. Keep moving. Burning calories through exercise are one way to reduce abdominal obesity. According to Stewart, one of the most significant advantages of physical activity is that it offers a high return on investment in terms of the effects it has on the body's composition. According to him, exercise seems to be particularly effective in reducing belly fat because it lowers circulating levels of insulin, which would otherwise signal the body to hang on to fat, and it causes the liver to use up fatty acids, particularly those that are located nearby in visceral fat deposits. The amount of physical activity necessary to achieve your weight loss objectives is contingent upon those goals. This can require anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes of moderate to intense activity practically every day for the majority of people. Number 8. Lift weights. The addition of even modest strength training to aerobic activity helps you increase lean muscle mass, which in turn allows you to burn more calories throughout the entire day, both when you are exercising and while you are resting. Number 7. Become a label reader. Examine the various brands side by side. According to Stewart, many yogurts, for instance, may boast that they are low in fat, but they may be heavier in carbs and added sugars than other options. Items like gravy, mayonnaise, sauces, and salad dressings typically include significant levels of fat and a lot of calories. Number 6. Stay away from meals that have been processed. It is sometimes difficult to lose weight because packaged goods and snack meals have a lot of components that are high in trans fats, added sugar, and added salt or sodium. These are 3 elements that make it tough to lose weight. Number 5. Instead of reading the numbers on a scale, pay more attention to how your clothes fit. The number that appears on the scale in your bathroom may not move significantly, even if you continue to burn fat and build muscle. Nonetheless, you will find that your jeans become tighter. That's a more accurate measure of how far we've come. If you want to lower your risk of heart disease and diabetes, your waistline should be less than 35 inches if you're a woman and less than 40 inches if you're a man when measured circumferentially. Number 4. Consume a diet rich in soluble fiber. When combined with water, soluble fiber produces a gel that acts as a barrier to prevent the rapid movement of food through the digestive tract. According to studies, this fiber may help you lose weight by making you feel full for longer, which in turn leads to you eating less naturally. Moreover, soluble fiber may aid in the reduction of fat stored in the abdominal region. An older observational study that included over 100 adults indicated that for every 10 g increase in soluble fiber consumption, there was a decreased accumulation of belly fat by 3.7% over 5 years. Number 3. Stay away from meals that are high in trans fats. To produce trans fats, hydrogen is injected into unsaturated fats like soybean oil. Examples of these fats are palm oil and peanut oil. Historically, they might be discovered in certain margarine and spreads, and they were also frequently added to packaged goods. Nevertheless, the majority of food manufacturers have discontinued using them in their products. Observational studies and research conducted on animals have found that these lipids are associated with inflammation, cardiac disease, insulin resistance, and an increase in belly fat growth. A research project that lasted for 6 years discovered that monkeys, given a diet that was rich in trans fat, developed 33% more belly fat than those given a diet that was high in monounsaturated fat. To aid in the reduction of belly fat, it is important to pay close attention to the ingredient labels on food goods and to avoid taking in those that include trans fats. They are frequently referred to as partially hydrogenated fats in ingredient lists. Number 2. Keep your alcohol consumption in check. In moderation, alcohol consumption may be beneficial to one's health, while excessive consumption is associated with an increased risk of negative health effects. According to the findings of several studies, drinking an excessive amount of alcohol may contribute to belly obesity. Studies that use observational methods relate heavy alcohol use to a greatly increased chance of acquiring extra fat accumulation around the waist. Cutting back on alcohol consumption could assist you in achieving a smaller waist size. You don't have to give it up entirely, but cutting back on the total amount you consume in a single day can be helpful. In one investigation into the effects of alcohol drinking, over 2,000 participants took part. Those who drank alcohol daily but had an average of less than 1 drink of alcohol per day had less belly fat compared to those who drank less frequently, but consumed more alcohol on the days that they did drink. It is advised that males restrict their daily alcohol consumption to no more than 2 drinks, and that women limit their consumption to no more than 1 drink, as stated in the most recent version of the Dietary Guidelines for Americans. Number 1. Do aerobic exercise, cardio. Cardiovascular exercise, often known as aerobic exercise, is one of the most efficient ways to both enhance your health and burn calories. Research has shown that it is also a useful kind of exercise for lowering the amount of fat that is stored in the abdominal region. On the other hand, the findings are inconclusive on which level of physical activity is more beneficial, moderate or high intensity. In any event, the duration and frequency of your workout routine are both potential factors that can have a significant impact. According to the findings of one study, postmenopausal women who participated in aerobic activity for 300 minutes per week shed more fat from all areas of their bodies, compared to those who only exercised for 150 minutes per week. Despite this, the researchers found that the changes in visceral belly fat were not substantially different between the two groups. How did you like the video? Do you like it? Leave your valuable comments in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.